Formula One is about to experience a huge transformation with the introduction of new rules starting in 2026. These changes will redefine the way cars are built, raced, and even perceived in the broader context of motorsport. The aim is to create cars that are more agile, environmentally friendly, and exciting to watch, while also making the competition tighter and more thrilling for fans. Let's break this down and see how these changes will reshape the sport. One of the biggest changes coming in 2026 is the size of the cars. For years, F1 cars have grown in dimensions, but the new rules aim to reverse this trend. The wheelbase will be reduced by 200 millimeters, bringing it down to 3,400 millimeters, and the width will shrink by 100 millimeters to 1,900. This makes the cars smaller and more compact, which will allow for closer racing, especially in tight corners. With this reduced size, overtaking is expected to become easier, making races more action-packed. The smaller dimensions will also allow cars to handle better, giving drivers more control and making the racing more competitive. The cars will not just be smaller, but also lighter. The minimum weight is set to decrease to 768 kilograms, which is 30 kilograms lighter than the current cars. This is a big deal, because for over 20 years, F1 cars have been gradually getting heavier due to added safety features and other technological advancements. While these features made the sport safer, many drivers felt the heavier cars were less fun to drive. Lighter cars will now bring back that raw racing feel, making them more responsive on the track and improving their agility. This move could reignite the excitement fans felt in earlier eras of Formula One when cars were lighter and faster around corners. Another exciting change involves the tires. Although the tire size, which switched to 18-inch rims in 2022, will remain the same, their width will be reduced slightly. The front tires will be 25 millimeters narrower, and the rear tires will be 30 millimeters narrower. This reduction will help cut down the overall weight of the car and improve aerodynamic efficiency. While it may slightly reduce grip, F1's tire supplier Pirelli has worked to ensure performance remains high. These changes are aimed at balancing speed, weight, and efficiency without compromising the thrilling nature of the sport. The introduction of active aerodynamics is one of the most groundbreaking aspects of the new regulations. This system will allow drivers to adjust their car's aerodynamics during a race. For example, movable front and rear wings will enable drivers to increase downforce in corners for better grip or reduce drag on straights to achieve higher speeds. This flexibility will be similar to the current drag reduction system, but with more advanced features. The ability to adjust the aerodynamics in real time adds a layer of strategy, allowing drivers to adapt to different sections of the track. This innovation is expected to make races more dynamic, with more overtaking opportunities and tactical battles. The design of the cars will also see changes to other components, such as the side pods and the underfloor. These parts will be re-engineered to improve airflow management and reduce turbulence, making it easier for cars to follow one another closely. The ground effect, which helps generate downforce by channeling air under the car, will be dialed back slightly to address issues like bouncing that plagued some teams in recent years. These adjustments aim to create cars that are not only faster, but also safer and more stable. A major show of the 2026 regulations is the shift toward electrification. The engines will still be based on the current 1.6-liter V6 turbocharged internal combustion engines, but they will now include a much more powerful electrical component. The powertrain will operate on a 50-50 split between combustion and electric power, almost tripling the amount of electrical energy compared to the current hybrid systems. This represents a significant step toward making Formula One more environmentally friendly while maintaining its reputation for speed and power. Sustainability is at the core of these new rules. The fuel used in Formula One cars from 2026 will be fully sustainable, meaning it won't rely on new fossil carbon. This move is part of a broader effort to make F1 a more eco-conscious sport, aligning with global efforts to combat climate change. By combining sustainable fuels with increased electrification, Formula One aims to showcase how cutting-edge technology can drive both performance and environmental responsibility. these changes are not just about the cars. They also involve the sport's broader structure. Teams and drivers have long complained about the logistical challenges of the F1 calendar, which often requires them to travel back and forth across the globe. In response, there is a push to organize the race calendar in a more geographically efficient way. This will not only reduce costs, but also lower the environmental impact of the sport. While the 2025 calendar is still being finalized, it's clear that steps are being taken to address this issue. The move toward electrification has sparked comparisons with Formula E, a championship series exclusively for electric cars. Many believe that Formula One is taking inspiration from Formula E's advancements in electric technology. As these changes come into play, fans are already speculating about who will benefit the most. Drivers, known for their adaptability, such as Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, could thrive in this new era. Teams with strong engineering expertise like Mercedes and Red Bull Racing are also expected to excel. However, the new regulations could level the playing field, giving smaller teams a better chance to compete at the front of the grid. A major focus for 2026 is the redesign of the power units. While the familiar V6 turbo hybrid engines will remain, the way they operate will change significantly. The new regulations will split power generation equally between internal combustion engines and electrical systems, a 50-50 balance. This shift emphasizes a greater reliance on electrical power, underlining Formula One's dedication to environmental sustainability. The introduction of 100% sustainable fuel is another major step, aiming to maintain high performance while reducing environmental impact. This aligns with F1's goal of achieving net zero carbon emissions by 2030. To make this new power distribution work, teams must develop advanced battery systems. The batteries must not only deliver consistent power during races, but also handle increased energy demands without sacrificing reliability. This will likely lead to larger, more efficient battery designs, setting a benchmark for sustainable racing technology. Another key change is the elimination of the MGU-H component, which currently recovers energy from heat. This simplification aims to reduce costs and make the power units more straightforward to operate. With the MGU-H gone, teams will concentrate on optimizing the MGU-K system, which recovers energy during braking. And this shift is expected to enhance energy efficiency and make the hybrid systems more reliable and cost-effective. The competitive dynamics of the 2026 season will also be influenced by significant strategic additions to the cars. One of the most exciting features is the introduction of the Overtaking button, which allows drivers to unleash a burst of extra electrical power. This system provides an additional 350 kilowatts of power, offering a strategic edge during overtaking. Unlike the current DRS system, which relies on mechanical adjustments, this boost is entirely electric, showcasing the sport's focus on modern technology. As F1 moves toward these changes, major global automotive brands are preparing to make their mark. Audi's entry into Formula One is among the most anticipated. The German manufacturer has acquired Sauber and is developing its own power units, signaling its ambition to become a dominant force. Audi's entry is not just about participation. The brand aims to compete at the highest level, backed by substantial investments and expertise. Ford is also set to return to Formula One in partnership with Red Bull Racing. This collaboration combines Ford's technological prowess with Red Bull's racing expertise. Together, they aim to develop a new power unit that keeps Red Bull at the forefront of the competition. Ford's return after decades away highlights the sport's growing appeal and its potential to attract legendary brands back into the fold. Cadillac, the American luxury brand under General Motors, will also join the grid in 2026. Initially, Cadillac will rely on Ferrari to supply its engines and gearboxes, allowing it to focus on establishing its team. But the brand plans to develop its own power units by 2028. Cadillac's entry is significant, not only because it brings another American brand into F1, but also because it boosts the sport's visibility in the United States, a market that has seen growing interest in recent years. Audi, Ford, and Cadillac each bring unique strengths and ambitions, contributing to a more competitive and unpredictable season. Their involvement also underscores the global appeal of Formula One, as these brands aim to leverage the sports platform to showcase their innovations and reach new audiences. Now, whatever your thoughts are on this, just write them down below. And while you're down there, don't forget to give this video a like and also subscribe to the channel for more upcoming updates.